Hey guys, Keaton here from TechSmart, and today we're going to be comparing the brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 to the Apple iPhone 5s. These are some of the hottest devices on the market right now, and if you'd like to win a brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 or the all-new HTC One, go ahead and drop me a comment down below, and while you're at it, hit the thumbs up button as it lets me know you guys want more giveaways like this. I'll be announcing the winners on Twitter, so check the description below for all the details. Without further ado, let's go and hop in to this comparison. Up first is hardware and specifications. The Galaxy S5 features a plastic design with a semi-perforated backing, which is meant to give it a more premium feel. The iPhone 5s features an aluminum build with two glass bars at the back. Both phones feel great, and this is a big step up from the previous Samsung Galaxy S4, which felt slimy and disgusting despite its specifications. In terms of hardware, the Galaxy S5 features a 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display with a pixels per inch count of 432. At the lower third of the device, we have our capacitive buttons, and we have a physical home button, which is also a fingerprint scanner. At the top, there's a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera, which is perfect for selfies or Skype. Towards the right of the device, we have our sleep-wake button, and towards the left, we have our volume rockers. At the top, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack and IR blaster. At the bottom, there's a microphone and flap which covers the USB 3.0 charging port. Flipping it to the back is where more goodies lie. At the top, there's a 16-megapixel camera with 4K recording video capabilities, an LED flash, a pulse/heart rate monitor, and a speaker. The Galaxy S5 is IP67 certified, which means it's completely dustproof and protected up to 1 meter of liquid up to 30 minutes. Hopping over to the iPhone 5s and starting with the front, there's a 4-inch Retina display with a pixels per inch count of 326. At the top, there's a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, and towards the bottom, there's a home button, which also acts as a fingerprint sensor. Towards the right of the device, there's a SIM card slot depending on your model, and to the left, there's the volume rockers and mute switch. Moving to the back of the phone, there's an 8-megapixel camera and a dual LED flash. Rounding out the remaining specifications of the Galaxy S5, it features a quad-core Snapdragon 2.5 GHz processor, 2 GB of RAM, the Adreno 330 GPU, LTE, Android 4.4.2 at the time of this recording, a 2800 mAh battery, and a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. As for the iPhone 5s, there's a 1.3 GHz dual-core A7 chip with 64-bit architecture, 1 GB of RAM, LTE, iOS 7.1 at the time of this recording, and a battery size of 1,570 milliamps. Moving on to software, the iPhone 5s features iOS 7.1 at the time of this recording, and offers a minimalist experience. Minimalism isn't bad, but complexity lies within. From the big icons to the fantastic integration of iOS 7's little quirks, it's a great time. Siri runs well in iOS 7 and is much better than ever before. More commands are being added each update, and it has become integrated in my life more and more. Overall, iOS 7 is snappy and accents the beautiful iPhone 5s superbly. Moving over to the Galaxy S5, Android 4.2.2 is embodied throughout. It's nothing new, but Samsung's TouchWiz skin adds some new features. Some of my new features besides the Google Play Store and the customizability of Android is the new design. The settings menu is revamped, and instead of looking like a list, it has circular icons. Ultra power saving mode rocks too, because in a pinch, it can be dramatically conserved. Obviously, Android offers a different experience, but the customizability is uncomparable to the iPhone 5s. Overall, the software on both the S5 and iPhone 5s works well and offers a pleasurable experience throughout. In terms of the display, both look great on each device. The Samsung Galaxy S5's 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display looks fantastic. The 432 ppi really goes to show how many pixels can be crammed into a display this size. 5 to 5.1 inches is the perfect medium for me and is far from a phablet. Content looked fantastic and color accuracy is spot on. One thing I love about the display is being able to take pictures, and with the size of the display, it can present those pictures in a nice way. On the other side of the coin, the iPhone 5s doesn't lack in this category either. While it is a 4-inch Retina display, content still looks great. The 326 pixels per inch keeps the content looking sharp, but I feel that Apple can go bigger with the size. While it is a step up from previous models, hopefully we can see a bigger display this year. In sum, both displays look fantastic, but the Galaxy S5 has an edge with its size and pixels per inch count. The cameras on these phones do not lack either. The iPhone 5s's camera has always been faithful on both ends. The 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera is excellent for FaceTime or selfies, but the 8 megapixel rear camera is where the magic truly lies. Photos always seem to look good, while consumers believe the notion that more megapixels means better pictures, but the iPhone 5s completely completely defies this and continues to produce fantastic looking photos. Instagram shots will look phenomenal, and the different software modes such as panorama mode or changing the filters made my experience that much better. 1080p video capabilities is also featured on the device, and direct uploading to YouTube is even better. The Samsung Galaxy S5 does a spectacular job too. The 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera excels at selfies or Snapchat, but the star of the show is the 16 megapixel rear-facing camera. Detail and clarity is in every picture, and it won't disappoint. What really embodies this experience is Samsung's software. From beauty shot to HDR mode, you'll always be able to capture that shot with some sort of pizzazz. A unique feature is being able to shoot in 4K or Ultra HD video at 30 frames per second. While it is 4K, it doesn't look spectacular, and that's because the phone does not feature optical image stabilization. Once that is added, 4K will look fantastic on the phone, but in the end, both cameras take care of business and more. Seriously, both these guys will not disappoint. Transitioning onto benchmarks, we'll be testing out Geekbench, GFX Bench, and Antutu. After waiting the duration for each test to conclude, we received the following scores for the Samsung Galaxy S5 and Apple iPhone 5S. Battery life is a big thing for me on any smartphone, and I can say that I was definitely pleased on both devices. The Galaxy S5 features a 2800 mAh battery, while the iPhone 5S rocks a 1570 mAh battery. Throughout my testing, I received around 6.5 hours on the iPhone 5S and around 8 to 9 hours on the Galaxy S5. Again, this was after a week's worth of testing, and I'd conclude that you could stretch the battery duration on both handsets with less usage. This was using both devices moderately with checking Twitter and watching YouTube videos, and I think the Galaxy S5's ultra power saving mode can really stretch that battery life to an insane amount. Up next is my favorite part of the video, which is the new features. Starting off with the iPhone 5S, we have iOS 7, an A7 processor, and a fingerprint sensor. All of these work great, and I think iOS 7 was a much needed overhaul, and the features within boost the experience. Siri is one of these features, and I'm actually starting to use her a lot more. The phone is snappy with decent specifications, and the fingerprint sensor really works well, especially with the iOS 7.1 update, making it more responsive. Security has been simpler with the fingerprinted home button and really adds to the experience. Now, the Galaxy S5 is loaded with new features. The IP67 certification is a great feature starting off. Having a great smartphone that can be that much durable is just the bomb. I truly love it, and it's nice having a sense of security that my phone is that much more durable. Up next is the software, and this is really within TouchWiz. Ultra power saving mode is one of those features, and it's truly astonishing to see how much extra battery life can be conserved if you're ever in a tight scenario. Next time that you have 3% battery and you need to finish up that tweet or text message, it can be done and more. Staying with software, S-Health is a really big thing on the Samsung Galaxy S5. So naturally, fitness really hasn't been a feature manufacturers could focus on because third-party applications could go ahead and do this. And buying a separate accessory is typically needed for high-end accuracy, but the wait is now over and it's a showstopper. S-Health is truly phenomenal on the Galaxy S5. I actually use this daily now, and I didn't think that I'd be using this when I first got the phone. In S-Health, you can add what type of food you consume for the day, and there's also a pedometer portion, which when I got the phone at first, I was a big skeptic on because sometimes pedometers just go off as soon as the phone is moved. While I find it weird to place your finger on the back of the phone and be instructed not to move or talk, it works. It's extremely beneficial if you want to get your heart rate up to a certain number, and it's a feature that I can most definitely get used to. Finally, the fingerprint home button is a nice bonus. The responsiveness is as good as the iPhone 5S's, and the added benefit of logging into PayPal with just the swipe of a finger is quite nice. While it's a different mechanism than the iPhone 5S, the swipe down motion isn't that intrusive. Overall, the features on the iPhone 5S are great, but the Galaxy S5, being new, truly trumps with all its glory. I think it will appeal to a wider audience now with its new features and do quite well. At the end of the day, both the Samsung Galaxy S5 and Apple iPhone 5S are superb phones. I feel that these suit two different types of consumers. The iPhone 5S is perfect for the consumer who wants a great experience with great software and an extremely nice build quality. Despite the specifications, the phone flies and iOS 7 accents the phone perfectly. LTE and the camera are among my favorite features on the handset, and the fingerprint sensor adds to the security as well. The phone starts at just $199 on a 2-year contract, and it is featured in gold, white silver, and space gray, and is available globally. As for the Samsung Galaxy S5, I'd advise this device for a consumer who is looking for a more customizable experience. Android 4.4.2 boosts the experience, and the big vivid 5.1-inch display adds this. I think S-Health integration is brilliant, and the fact that it's engineered by Samsung means wearable support such as the Gear 2, Gear 2 Neo, and Gear Fit are right alongside. The fingerprint sensor and the ultra power saving mode are again some of my favorite features on the Samsung Galaxy S5, and I cannot rave enough about this phone. The Samsung Galaxy S5 starts at $229 on a 2-year contract and is available in charcoal black, shimmering white, electric blue, and copper gold, and will be available on April 11th of 2014. Both handsets are great, and you cannot go wrong with either choice. Thank you guys so much for watching this video where we compared the brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 to the Apple iPhone 5s. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop me a thumbs up down below, as it really helps the channel out a lot and lets me know you guys want more comparisons like this. Also, throw me a comment down below letting me know which device you'd like to win. Finally, go and subscribe to the channel to be notified when a brand new comparison or giveaway is announced, because trust me guys, more are on the way. Thanks once again, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.